You know, there are certain celebrities that you work with, and I've worked with many over the years, particularly in publicity and marketing, that hate that phrase diva, you know. I remember talking to Barbara Streisand about it. Yes. You have to have a lot of guts to bring that up in a conversation, let me tell you. But Streisand said that she didn't really believe in the word diva because she said it meant that you were difficult, demanding, and, just hard work to get on with. Let me tell you, the lighting that came into that particular interview, I wouldn't class Miss Streisand as difficult, but I kind of understood what she meant. Just because she wants things a certain way, it is sometimes harder for a woman. Particularly if you want to say, I'm not doing it, don't see why I should, that sort of thing. But what's interesting here is that when I was looking back at certain things, as I often do here on the show for you, I was thinking, yes, I forgot about that. Way back in the 90s, I was asked to work on the Royal Variety Performance, which was at the Dominion Theatre for that particular year. An opportunity to sing in front of our wonderful monarchy, our royal family. Lots of US stars love the idea of this because, of course, a bit of cachet, as we saw with the recent coronation concert for His Majesty the King. But this particular year, the headline act was going to be none other than the Welsh wonder herself, Dame Shirley Bassey. And what was interesting was that Dame Shirley is a royal favourite. Prince Charles loved her, the late monarch loved her, the Queen Mother did. She's just a phenomenal performer. But things started to go wrong very quickly in the negotiations to appear on said Royal Variety Performance. You see, it was the very first year that they decided to go tape. It's an old-fashioned phrase that now, isn't it? Tape. But there was going to be no full orchestra. Now, Labassi found this out and said, no, I'm not doing it, count me out. Diva or what? Exactly what I was saying at the beginning of the show. And I was there, you see, as this unfolded. And what was interesting was, you see, and I understood this now, that, Dame Shirley, a phenomenal performer, as I say, wonderful, articulate sort of seller of songs. And she does stop in certain bits of the song and, paraphrases things, moves things around. That's what a wonderful orchestra does, normally led by the brilliant Mike Dixon, I might point out. Wonderful musical director. But what's interesting here is she said no, she didn't want to sing to tape. She wanted an orchestra. After all, it was in front of the royal family. They decided to push ahead and Dame Shirley backed down. Super sort of put in her place was none other than the Canadian superstar Celine Dion, who had no problem singing to a backing track. And what was interesting was she had no idea at the time of what had gone on. And as she told me backstage, she felt incredibly bad about this particular situation because she said, she loved Dame Shirley, didn't really want to get involved in any fight, as one can imagine. And of course, the press were trying to pit it as diva, non-diva, that sort of stuff. But above all of this, and this is what you look back when you look at memories, and as I say, I've been lucky enough to work on so many wonderful shows. One of the stars of the show also was none other than the musical superstar, Michael Ball, who could not, of course, believe his luck being in the presence of such a talent as Celine. What a voice she has as well. But according to a very good source, on that night, Celine did receive a bouquet of flowers from none other than Dame Shirley Bassey, wishing her all the best. People misconstrued that as being icy, bitchy, whatever you want to call it. No, Celine didn't. She just thought, what a lovely, wonderful, kind gesture from another international, world famous icon, as in Dame Shirley Bassey. Celine, of course, went on to great success on the show, but of course, very quickly they decided once again to bring back the orchestra. So, who was right in the end? Dame Shirley, Celine, or indeed La Streisand? Is there such thing as a diva? Always happy to share. Let me know what you think to this particular story in the comments below. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.